Hi everyone, good morning. Welcome to or welcome back to my channel. My name is Felicia, aka the Brooklyn Book Belle, and this is like my was it May? Oh my god, it was April. My April wrap up. Hello everyone. I just woke up and I was like, you need to just do your wrap up, girl. So I am here, and thank you so much for clicking on my video. I hope everyone is doing absolutely amazing. I am pushing through, y'all. We're pushing through, okay? We're pushing through, and I love that for us because that's what needs to be done. You understand what I'm saying? We got to push through. So April was not a huge reading month for me. You might hear this number and be like, girl, that's still a lot of books. It was not a lot of books for me, and that's okay. Yeah, I don't know. Last month was hard reading for me. And I feel like this month might be too, which is totally fine. But that's totally fine. But oh my god. So I'm also trying this new blend that I got while I was in DC from Zeke's Coffee. Okay, I really like it. It's like a lighter roast. It's a 3-bean mix. And they ground it kind of chunky for me because I have a French press. Also, are we seeing the cup? Can y'all see my cup? Hold on, let me see. Oh man, why aren't you being nice to me? Hey, let's see. My cup is also extremely hot. Why won't it focus? Why won't you focus on this cup? Well, it says drink your water and mind your business. And if you know me, I love a good mug. I always have a mug. Oh, there it is. Drink your water and mind your business. And I got this from a Black-owned business in DC, the Community Love Collective. And I'm so excited about it. Look how cute it is. Okay, so yeah, last month I was not reading a lot, y'all. Like I was not. But this blend, this coffee, oh my goodness, ADHD. Sorry, y'all know I have to focus. So last month I only read 11 books. I read 3,450 pages. The moods of the books were mostly emotional, but also kind of funny and adventurous and hopeful, intense. It was a romance-filled month. Like that's just what it was. You know, I don't really ascribe to the pace, but it says medium 67%, fast 33%. Maybe this is how fast I read, because I was reading slow last month. It's a pretty even split with 300 with page numbers, with books having 300 to 499 pages. I read 6, and then less than 300 I read 5. So it was a pretty even split, which is, y'all know I was reading slow, if that's the breakdown. And it was all romance, contemporary, and a little bit of erotica. I only read 1 physical book, and I read 10 digital books, and that has to change this month because I keep buying books. That has to change. And of course, y'all know I'm not rating books this month. I'm just vibing. So those were the stats. My stats were so quick. Oh my god. Okay, let's get into these books. So April was also like a reread month for me because I feel like I said this in my top of the year video. Like I read books and then I'm like, what did you read? You read that? And so if you catch me like right when I read it, I probably remember a lot more of the details. But if you catch me like a few months later, I have to be like, oh, let me go read the synopsis. Who said what? Oh, yes, that guy. Okay, yes. But I reread the Eisenberg Effect, book 1, 2, and 3. So I read Luca, Lyric, and Laike. And I can just remember reading those books for the first time. Like they're a criminal enterprise family, but I just remember like how sophisticated I felt like they were, and like all of the love stories are very like passionate, heavy hitting. I want you, I don't want anybody else. And so, you know, I have kind of taken a Grey Huffington break. I feel like last year it was Grey Huffington. I kind of have pulled back a little bit. I did actually start reading chemist or chemistry this morning. And so maybe we'll be back into a Grey Huffington phase. We'll see. But yeah, so I have talked about all 3 of these books in other videos. So this was a reread for me, the Eisenberg Effect books 1, 2, and 3. Luca, Lyric, and Laike, and you can't go wrong with them. Like, I love those books dearly. So if you're looking for a good series to start, the Eisenberg Effect by Grey Huffington is great. The next book that I read was recommended to me by Shelby from Shelby and the Book Club. Shout out Shelby. Hey girl. And I read Carter and Demi, Sensual Affair by M.L. Bash. And basically this young sex worker goes to like a sex like getaway and meets this dom, and like they have this affair while they're at this weekend. She really came to like make some money and get her bills paid. He is just like, I've never wanted to be with anyone before. Now I actually want to be with you. But the way it kind of happens, I don't want to give too much of the story away, but if you've read anything by M.L. Bash, it's sexy, it's fun, it's intriguing. I was really rooting for Carter and for Demi. Demi was a woman after my own heart. She's like, look, I just came here to get the bag, okay? Protect sex workers at all costs. We support all women in their decisions. And so her going to this weekend, the only thoughts in her mind was like, I could pay off my house. I could take care of my little sister. Boom, boom, boom. And so she just happens to run into Demi, happens to run into Carter, who's not just a dime. He's rich. And so there may or may not be a plot to steal from him. I don't want to give too much. But it was a fun read. It was a sexy read. And as usual, I love everything that M.L. Bash writes. So that one was super, super, super fun. The next book that I read was When I Think of You by Myah, Ariel. And this was an arc for me, but I think it has already come out. Yes, because I picked it up. I physically picked up the book the other day when I was in a bookstore. But it is a second chance romance, and the 2 main characters met while at NYU. So y'all know how I feel about New York being a character in the book. They met while they were at NYU, and they break up, but not, and she doesn't really understand why. And so she went to film school. She was brilliant, but she hasn't been able to like crack into the industry. And he has a father who was like a very prominent actor. And so that kind of has made a way for him to be a notable film director now. He comes into the office where she works, and she's sitting there, and he's like, and all the things ensue, right? We love a second chance. We love to spin the block. But it was, they describe it as a sweeping second chance romance. And it really was. Like, I got wrapped up in like her hurt and her anger, but I also got wrapped up in like his need to like fix it and like heal what he had broken and figure out how she could be just as successful as him. And of course there are other characters involved, but this was my first book by Myah, Ariel, and I really liked this one. Like, I read it and I was like, that was really good. Like, and it was super fun. Only 336 pages, so it was a really good one, y'all. I think everyone will really like this book. I hope they do. Maybe it's just me. No, I think everyone will like it. I do. Okay, the next book that I read was Out of Office by A.H. Cunningham. This also was an art provided by NetGalley. And y'all, the main character is a business woman, okay? Like, Genevieve is like moving and grooving. She has a mom who's like overbearing and so much. Her mother is a lot. But she opens this new hotel location in Panama. And she's had this driver this whole time. And so on the last night, they like throw all caution to the wind, and they're like, let's just have an affair. She's like, oh, well, I'm actually going to this bed and breakfast, you know, whatever, to kind of come down from finishing this deal at work. And he's like, well, I have a bed and breakfast. Thought you was the driver, sir. That's why you always can't judge a book by the cover. And so they go, and they end up having a beautiful, beautiful love affair. And it's funny because that's kind of the premise of the story, not judging this book by the cover. She actually doesn't know what he has done before having this having this bed and breakfast with his family. And so kind of her peeling back the layers of who he is as a person, it kind of intertwines with her work in the hotel field. She ends up getting like this promotion, and like their love is kind of like, will it make it through all of these transitions? But he was not who we thought he was in the beginning, and I loved that. I really did. So I really enjoyed Out of Office. Oh, and there's buy rep in it. Oh my god. Okay, so now it's all flooding back to me. See? Okay, there's buy rep, and it's done so well, and like, oh yeah. Y'all gotta read this one. Adrian, he was that guy. Like, I really think y'all will really kind of swoon for him. Oh, the way he just loves her so fiercely is so good. And, you know, contrary to popular belief, I always read books by Black people where Black women and Black men are being loved properly. So I don't know what the fuck is happening on TikTok or Twitter or whatever, but okay. And this is just another example of not your linear, like, Black love story. Like, this one has like some twists and some turns, and also some different identities are discussed, which I always love in A.H. Cunningham's work. So this is a beautiful love story, and I think everyone should give this one a chance as well. And it already has come out by the time this video is coming up, so there's that. Okay, the next book that I read was Loyal by Default, Legacy of Carter Reed. This one was a fever dream for me. I feel like I was awake reading it, but maybe not. Yeah, it says Carter Reed is an assassin with a heart that only beats for one person. McKenna Smith, in a perfect world, she would be there to light his darkness. Carter's world, however, is far from perfect, which means McKenna cannot exist in it without a target on her back. Oh, okay. While he's away, Carter's enemies get close and McKenna's life is threatened. In his quest to keep McKenna safe, Carter's world expands with revelations from his past coming forth. Soon he realizes time and place no longer matter, because the only person who can keep McKenna safe, yes, okay. So he left her. He's an assassin, right? He's a paid hand, and he leaves her, and then he comes back because all of his enemies are now trying to take McKenna out. And she is not feeling it. She's like, I cannot even believe you made me fall in love with you. You made me do all these things, and then you just left. Thankfully, he has family and a support system who are like, you don't have to be this way. And you don't have to be this way with her. If you would just expose who you are as a man to her, all things would be great. Listen, Casey Mills always gives me a little urban romance. Like, the sex is always bomb. Like, you know, if you know, you know. This one was good. Now I remember it. It was really good. It was so good. Okay. Let me see. What's the next one? Ooh. Shanee had dropped a little novella last month, y'all, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, didn't you just drop your traditionally published book? We was just going up for you last month, and now here we are. We get a novella, Come and Fall in Love, an erotic novella. It was so good, y'all. So Nora has been with her boyfriend for 3 years, and she believes that she's in love, although he has done some things that make her question. She catches him like mid-stroke, okay, that kind of stroke, and she finally has the strength she needs to move on, where she goes out with her homegirls, and one of her homegirls got a finance brother. Y'all know how I feel about finance brothers, but has a finance brother, and he's also an Omega. You know, nothing wrong with the bros, you know what I'm saying? And so they think, or she thinks, that this is going to be like a one-night stand. You're my friend's brother. I'm really not trying to even go there with you. He's like, yeah, so one night don't work for me. What's up? And so he pursues her so heavily. Y'all, it's only 124 pages, but it's like a we hit the ground running type of thing. We're running with this one, okay? And yeah, August was that man. Oh, her man was also the bruz. The one that she caught cheating was the bruz, and then August was the bruz, and so they was like mad at each other. Oh, it was good. It was so messy. I love a little Greek life mess. You know what I'm saying? And just put the orgs in there. I want to know that they really are AKA, or they really like alpha. I want to know, like, what are they? Like, you know, I get it. It also kind of can be weird when people put these orgs in books, but if you do it well, I think Heyy did it well. It was really well done. She did good. And I'm Greek, so I feel like I thought it was great. So yeah, so Come and Fall in Love, an erotic novella, Shanee, 10s across the board. Y'all know that's my girl. I never have anything bad to say about her, and I loved it. Okay, so the next book made me cry. Thanks, Cammy. Oh, it was so good. Okay, Make Me a Promise by Cammy Holt. It was just a tender romance. You know, like you read a bang bang shoot 'em up urban romance, but then you need something to kind of bring you back down. Well, I thought that was going to be this, except for this was more of like an this is going to make you cry type of romance. So Can You Make Me One Promise was the last question the love of Ariel Thomas's life spoke before she walked out on him. Under the guise of pursuing her dreams, having no choice but to move on with his life, he left her and their love in the past, and now years later he's given an ultimatum that leaves him in a tough spot, and the only person that may be able to save him is the one who he let slip away. Okay, so this was good church drama. Ooh, it was good and churchy, okay? Because he is a PK kid. She is like not a PK kid, but they clearly went to a church where it was very like communal, and so they did sleepovers at the church, and we're gonna rent out the skating rink and run on purity and all this bullshit. His sister is a teenage mother, so you know, PK kid, teenage mother. She's getting talked to crazy in the book. He is just like, I just want to be with this one girl. So she's best friends with his sister. And she also wants to be an R&B singer. And so I don't want to say that part. Okay. She leaves and we don't know why when they're like 18, but she's just like, as long as you promise me that you won't be with that girl. There's this one girl who just won't like leave him alone. And he's like, I'll never be with her. It's a dub, like whatever. She goes off and has this amazing R&B career. Things happen with her career. I don't want to give away too much of the story. She comes back and he needs a wife to be the pastor of their church. And she never felt accepted in their church as a teenager. So to come back and now he's just like, I just want to marry you. I don't really care what my daddy says or whatever. And so all types of things are happening. I think the main thing and the thing that got me emotional about the book was you have this very successful woman who goes off and has this career. She has a very disconnected relationship with her mom, but we don't know who her daddy is. And so it starts coming out kind of like who her father is and different things like that. And to know that your father knows who you are, but was never involved or never loved you out loud. You know what I'm saying? But you see him love his other children out loud, I think is the nastiest kind of heartbreak, right? And so as a person who experienced that, right? I have a father, we actually don't call him father. We say my other parent, right? Who knows who you are. They can pick up the phone and call you whenever they want. But they expect you to call, and they're not a participant in who you are as a human. But they know you. Like, I think that's weird to know that you have a child out in the world and you don't pick up the phone and call and check on them. You don't know who they are. You weren't invested in who they have become. Like, that's kind of what you sign up for when you do and you make a kid, bro. Like, and so I really felt for Sayora. Like, I was like, girl, I know this intimately and this does not feel good, because she was actually going through kind of the emotional kind of processing of not being chosen by that other parent, you know. And then her mom is like bitter towards her because of the whole thing and how it comes. Church mess be the worst mess, but Cammy, you wrote the hell out of this book, okay? And it touched me, and we've already connected on social, and I am appreciative of you telling this story. It was absolutely beautiful, and every girl who thought she was supposed to be a daddy's girl deserves a happily ever after, and I'll die on that hill. And that's that on that. The next book I read was a continuation of the King's Dynasty series by Iesha Bree, and I have really enjoyed this entire series. Like the mom is like a hotel like tycoon or magnate, and so she has all of these different properties and she has all of her children managing all of them. And so Iesha is rolling this out like we're going to one of the hotels that the kids own. And so this is number 4, King's Surrender. And Zariah is a boss. Like, she's just like, her body is banging, her business is banging. Like, she is only looking to sleep with men, not really be in a relationship. But there's this really handsome carpenter who does all of the things at her hotel, who she's really interested in, who won't give her no play. And so he knows that he's very attracted to her, but he just sees how she kind of like plays with men, and he's like, that's not what I want. We find out that he has a son, and like, and when she finally opens up to this man and is able to be so soft with him and so loved on, it's so amazing. It gives me a little tingle. It was so good. The characters are so lovable, and we always meet up with all of her siblings, and now the ones from the previous books are married, and now they're having babies, and now it's her turn, and oh, it's so fun. I can't say to read the books out of order. I would say start with the first one, as this is book number 4. But if you have never read anything by Iesha Bree, I think that this would be a great introductory series for you, because it is fun, it's sexy, and I am loving every one. I think there's one more. There's one more, so perfect time to pick up the first 4. And they're all like pretty quick reads, like 150 to 250 pages, not anything over 300, so super good. The last book that I read was Heart So Reckless by K.C. Mills. It was a K.C. Mills month, y'all. I double back, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. That first one was really good. I read the second one. Redmond is a man about his money, raised by the streets. He's a natural-born hustler who plans to secure every dollar that he can get his hands on. That doesn't leave room for much else. But Payson is the epitome of like a strong Black woman. She's worked hard, make a name for herself in a career. She wants to find her things in life. But Red and Payson share one night that changes both of their lives, like around Valentine's Day. On Valentine's Day, because he sees her getting kind of like dumped by her, not dumped by her man, but her man was kind of like not showing up how he was supposed to on Valentine's Day. And Redmond's just like, yo, how about we just have a night to ourselves? And you know, surprise, she takes a little something home with her. Okay, 9 months later, she's calling this man like, can you come to the hospital? Y'all know I like a secret baby. I have a friend who really hates secret babies in books. I love secret baby, and I love when like the lady has gone through the whole pregnancy and has said nothing, and then there's this look of shock on the man's face, and then he turns out to be the best daddy ever. I love that, and that's what this was. She is very like pulled together, very pretentious. Her family has a very like strict thought of what they think her partner should be, or who they think that her partner should be, and that kind of course causes tension with her baby daddy. But he's just like, I just want to be in my child's life and be with you. Why are you acting up? And I support him. Honestly, she really clowned. And when she had to like make it up to him, I was like, that's right, because he was there. He wanted to be involved. He just wanted to be around. And you out here clowning. You're out here clowning. Act right. Sheesh. Just all kinds of foolishness. Sorry, but no, I really enjoyed Heart So Reckless. It was a re-release. Casey originally published this in 2019. I think she redid the cover, and so it popped up at the top of my Kindle Unlimited, and I really enjoyed it. I did. I really liked it. So that, you all, is the conclusion to my April reading wrap-up. I really hoped that I introduced you to a book that maybe you hadn't heard of yet. All the authors I think I have read before, except for a couple, but I am already knee deep in my May reading because I am doing Book Tribe's Cowboy Carter readathon, and it's already so much fun. And I'm already liking seeing everyone's post. And I will put Ty's information down here. And I'll also put the infographic for the Cowboy Carter readathon here. So if you would like to be involved, you can join us. Follow her reading challenge over on Storygraph. I've already started posting over there. And you can follow my thread on TikTok for the for the Cowboy Carter readathon. And it's 2 months, it's not 1 month, because there are a lot of prompts. So I'm super excited to get knee deep into this. If you would like to join us, please do. Ty is an amazing booktuber and book content creator, and it has been such a joy watching her over the last year. So y'all please go and support her page. This is her. This is her right here. And so thank you all so much for watching my video. I am out here reading. I hope that you are happily reading as well. And until next time, you guys. Okay, bye.